Hey guys, it's Lauren from Lauren Loves It, and I am here with a very special guest, Mr. Dr. Alex Politis.
Mr. Doctor is fine.
Okay, cool. So, Mr. Doctor, what brings you here today?
Well, I am the most interesting person Lauren could get because I'm the only person Lauren could get for
Thanks
this.
to COVID. So we're quarantining together. And it's been pretty great, actually.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. I don't understand the couples who are like getting on each other's nerves, and I mean, all we do is just like watch Netflix and chill.
Pretty much.
It's also because he's an essential worker and he goes to work.
I've been busy.
So that kind of gives
Really
me time
busy.
to miss him a little bit.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go through this lovely man's top 5 favorite movies of all time.
I was dreading you asking me to do this because when you try and make this sort of list, you think of top 5 action movies, top 5 dramas, top 5 comedies. How do you land on top 5? Top 5 favorite nostalgic movies that you remember?
Well,
from when
okay,
you were young?
I'll give you.
It's so hard.
I'll give you a few honorable mentions, but I really want you to think about this.
Okay.
All right, so let's go into. Well, first, let's have you talk a little bit about who you are, and
Sure.
who are you?
Who am I to be anyone? I am a veterinarian, and I really do like movies a lot. I haven't seen as many as Lauren. It's actually really annoying sometimes dating a film critic because whenever you queue one up and Lauren's already seen it 7 times, you kind of always feel like you can't keep up. But I like movies a lot.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
I don't know about this list though. I still am kind of torn about a few picks, but
If someone could play you, if you could pick one celebrity to play you in your life story biopic, who would it be?
ooh, Viggo Mortensen.
So number 5.
Number 5, I gave this a lot of thought, but I think I'm happy to say it's Skyfall, the James Bond movie. I love Skyfall. I saw it about 4 times in theaters.
4 times?
Yeah, anyone who hadn't seen it, they asked me if I wanted to go. Have you seen it yet, Politis? Yeah, but I'm going. It transcended the whole Bond franchise for me. It was a good Bond movie, but it was just a great movie, period. Acting's great, the action sequences are great, the editing's great, the visuals are great, but more than that, it was kind of like on a deeper level. That was a movie about modernity in the 21st century versus the 20th, and like for the first time you see James Bond question like who he is. They get into his childhood. He deals with loss in that movie. Like he's a lot more layered and complex than he's ever been before. It was awesome. Best Bond movie ever.
So during quarantine, a lot of people are coming up with new hobbies, and I mean, I got a ukulele and I'm like learning that. Is there something that you've been doing, cooking, or I don't know?
Playing a lot of guitar. I have not been reading as much as I thought I would be, which is sad. Just watching stuff with you.
Yeah.
Weird stuff that I somehow never saw, like just things I overlooked, like Saved by the Bell.
I made him watch that.
It's like one of the biggest high school teen comedies ever, and I don't think I've ever seen like 2 episodes all the way through.
You have today.
The Simpsons. Laura and I are combing through The Simpsons. I mean, that's like one of the most important shows of all time. And,
Yep.
I mean, I've seen The Simpsons, but I never like
Go straight
Yeah.
through. It's fun to revisit shows, and this is the perfect time to do that, you know?
Yeah. I think we'll get to maybe season 8 or something before this is over.
Before
There's
this is
31
over.
seasons. It's been on almost as long as I've been alive, so.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Hero. Miramax brought it to America, and oh god, I want to say it came out in like 2002 or 3, and I remember watching it when I was in middle school, and my jaw was just dropping the whole time. The way they told the story, it was so artful. The unreliable narrator, I think that's an Eastern thing, but that was the first movie I'd ever seen like that. The way the story twists and turns and starts over and takes all these forks, And not to mention, the martial arts in that movie are incredible. Like, maybe wire kung fu isn't for everybody, the wuxia stuff where they're flying and flipping around like Crouching Tiger, but I fucking love it. And I think Hero's way better than Crouching Tiger. I think Jet Li's the shit. And
Jet Li's awesome.
I mean, I think about those fights in that movie all the time. The water, the rain chest fight, the fight on the lake, deflecting the arrows when they're in the calligraphy school. Yeah!
Number 3.
Number 3, I would say WallE.
Oh,
WallE.
WallE.
I remember watching that, I don't know, I must have been like 25 or 6. And I remember I went home and I jumped rope for like 20 minutes. I felt so fat and nasty watching like the fat people slide around the ship and they're like, and they can't walk. I'm like, oh. I went home, I worked out harder than I ever had in my whole life. And for a whole week, I actually kept it up. I was jumping rope every day. I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of the fat space people. I'm not gonna be one of the fat space people. They look like Russian dolls. They're all like wobbly and.
So you love that
little
movie
tiny
for
arms.
another reason, for inspiration.
Well, that's why it's such a great movie, because it combined the satire with just a beautiful love story. And oh man, at the end when WallE won't turn on and Eva's dancing for him, and oh god, that gets me every
Oh,
time.
now I want to watch WallE. I haven't seen it in so long.
It's such a good movie.
It's
And
such a good
the
movie.
first like 20 minutes or something are like silent. It's so cool how they tell the whole story with no words for a long time, and he's just shuffling around the landscape, taking trash cubes. There's no one's talking at all. It's a really good story anyway. It was great. Number 2. This one's easy, no brainer. Lord of the Rings.
The trilogy,
The
or
whole
just
thing.
the first?
The best, my favorite of the 3 is actually the Two Towers, then Return of the King, then the Fellowship. But it's the line. It's like splitting hairs, really. They're all just fucking great. When the Two Towers came out on DVD, my dad got a free copy from some like giveaway, and he brought it right home. He's like, I don't know if you want to watch this or not. It's Lord of the I don't know. And I was like, oh my god, that came out today? And then every day I came home from school and watched it. It's like a 3-hour movie, but I'd come home at like 3 o'clock, and then by about 7, I was done, and then dinner, homework, bed. I did that for 7 fucking days straight. I couldn't stop watching it. I've seen...
You were binging before binging was
Yeah,
binging.
I was binging on a DVD player, fighting for the one TV in the house, pushing my little brother out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he watched it with me. He's a huge LOTR fan too, but we fucking love those movies. I've seen Lord of the Rings more than any other movie.
What do you think?
Usually watch them all one time per year, like the whole way
The
through.
whole way through. What do you think it is about those? Did you read the books?
I did. I believe that might be the one movie series that is better than the books. I would take those films over those novels any day. I think like the Harry Potter movies were good, and I think a lot of other like movie and film and book adaptations can come
Like
close.
50 Shades of Grey.
But I don't ever need to read Lord of the Rings again. Oh, I never saw that.
All right, like I said, I'll give you a few honorable mentions before we get to the number 1 favorite.
If we're gonna do honorable mentions, definitely needs to be mentioned. I really like Ingmar Bergman. I really like the movie Persona from the 60s.
I've never seen that. We were
Oh
talking
wow!
about that. And I've never
I got
seen
one
Persona.
that you haven't seen. That's a cool movie. I would say that's my favorite Bergman movie, tied with The Seventh Seal. That one I really like as a philosophical piece of art. I'm a philosophy student, and that one I watched when I was studying philosophy, and just asked a lot of questions about life and death. And the last scene in that movie is my favorite final scene in any movie ever. I think I YouTube that clip, the ending scene, probably once every 3-4 months. I don't know if I'm ready to do number 1. Oh god, I can't even think about this movie right now.
Speak now or forever hold your
Oh.
peace.
I get
Number 1.
I get really emotional with this one. I watch this movie whenever I feel like shit, whenever I'm kicked around, sick. If I were like in a coma, I pray to God that you guys play this movie for me. If you can't tell if I'm there or not, just play it Spirited Away. It's the best movie I've ever seen.
beautiful film.
I made Lauren watch it. That was another one that you hadn't seen. That
I had never
means
seen
a lot
it.
to me.
I think maybe, I've heard of it because it, when it first came out, but to watch it and like, we're both similar in the fact that we like watching each other experience things for the first time. So I loved watching it and then you watching me watch it, and like, it was just interesting. Like, it's such a beautiful film. It's an animation or anime.
Yeah. It's hard not to do that annoying thing where when your parts are coming up, you look to the person like,
yeah, like they feel the same way I feel. Yeah.
But damn it, that movie just gets me. And my favorite scene, probably in any movie, is the train sequence. Well, there's a song with the train going over the water called The Sixth Station that I listen to that song probably once a month. It's haunting, and it's like, it's perfectly captures that liminal state where you're like in between like adulthood, childhood, life, death. There's no time, like they're just coasting over this ocean. There's no landmarks by which to even figure out where the hell you are, and they just float for like 5 minutes for the rest of this whole song. And oh God, I can't even really explain that kind of feeling. There's probably a Japanese word for it, and there's not one in English. I don't know. That would be my top 5. God, there's so many others though. I don't have a Tarantino movie in here. I don't have The Big Lebowski is a great movie for me. I could probably do a top 20 and still be pissed about.
If you guys want him to come back and do his top 20, just Alex doing his top 20 favorite movies, just talking to you guys, comment below, let us know, and I'm gonna put him on by himself so you can see that cute face and get to know him a little bit better. Because he truly is a movie buff. But honestly, he may be more of a movie buff than even I am.
It's not true.
Well, thank you, Alex, for being here with me. I know it took you a long time away from, the kitchen to all the way up here. And so I appreciate it.
I'm glad I could pencil it in.
Yeah, you're a busy guy. I hope you guys are enjoying COVID as much as you possibly can and you have someone special to share it with. Hopefully you can watch our videos and watch Lauren Loves It and add that to your COVID stay-at-home life. I don't know.
It'll be over soon, guys.
Yes.
So watch a few more movies.
Watch some of the movies that Alex talked about. Have you seen those movies? Do you agree with Alex with his top 5? Let us know. Comment below. And as always, like and share and
Subscribe.
yeah, you got it. See you next time.